Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Farming Simulator. This map might look a little familiar to some of you. And that's because we are here in American Falls. It has been released back on the Mod Hub. This time for basically crossplay. So we're just here at the Johnson's Farmers Market. I've made my way back into town. Unfortunately, I've fallen on some hard times. Sorry, as I get situated in my chair here. The only thing left to my name is $100,000 in this pickup truck. So I am renting a place, as it were. Haven't been there yet. Oh, I forgot how much steering I gotta deal with. But yeah, I got this dirty old beat up pickup truck and $100,000 to my name, and we're gonna go check out the trailer that I'm currently gonna be renting. I did it all over the internet. Well, internet and phone calls. American Falls Machinery. Looks like that's gonna be where I get my toys. Well, I say toys, you might see farm equipment. This map is more beautiful than I remember it being, but as you can tell, there are some, definitely some, in my opinion, minor improvements. They seem minor, but I think they add to the overall appeal and look of the game. Like the cat eyes, you'll be able to see those at night. I think, as Lancey Boy put in the description, that's so you can stay in your own lane. Yeah, I think one of the first things I might do is replace this dirty Beetle pickup truck. But what we need to do is, once I get settled into my trailer, is I am wanting to look into finding out where I can get contracts and such. Because right now, that's going to be about the only way I can make money. Hello, dear. Ah! Don't run through my pickup truck. It's not a deer. It can't handle you. I believe this is it, judging by what I was looking on Google Maps and such. Ah, there's home sweet home. At least for now. We'll just back up here. Oh, and hit my new home. Lovely. Alright. So I get settled in. I will catch up with you guys here shortly. We're going to take a look at some of the contracts that we might have available. And kind of go from there. Alright, so we are looking at here at our contracts. There's a couple in there for cultivating. Handful available for fertilizing, which, I mean, that's not too bad in my opinion. I do have a mod, I forget the name of it, but it's like extended contracts or something like that. But, ooh, 20,000 for harvesting. Okay. Let's see here. How many other contracts allow us to do oats? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Bunch of canola and flax though too. Well, it looks like 4 for oats. And if I'm smart about this, it is later in the day. It took me a little bit to get things settled in and unpacked. Let's get back over to the shop and see what they can do as far as rental. Because my idea, and if you do it right, I think I mentioned in a previous video, is if you do it right, you can lease from one contract and use that equipment for your other contracts. So you don't have to lease more than one set. And if I remember correctly, on this map, I haven't played this map in a while because I was having issues, which I don't believe were anything to do with this particular map, just mod conflicts, things like that. But if I recall correctly, I believe the shop area is a little too small. Don't mind the fact that stop signs are like 100 feet back from where they should be. It is what it is. That's not an issue of mine per se. I don't mind about that. If you guys make any comments about it, I may just have to put my own stop signs in and deal with it from there. But what I'm going to do is to get any kind of equipment is I have another mod which allows me to have equipment delivered to me. Let's see here. It might be a little bit of a cheaty thing, but it will allow me to hopefully have equipment so that way I don't have to worry about that small shop area. Oh, no, I didn't realize there was a gate back here either. But it's possible I may convert this into a different thing later on down the road. But what I'm going to do is we're going to put basically what this does is instead of having equipment dropped there, it's going to drop it over here or wherever I put that. And all that is, if you have the mod, is Shift Alt S to set it. If you want to reset it back to the shop, it's just Shift Alt R. And you get a different sound from it, but that's beside the point. We're just going to get that set up there first real quick. My truck's going to be staying here while we get everything situated. Plus, when I come back to return the set equipment, I will have a way to get home. But we are looking at about 3:15 in the afternoon here in August. So we will see what we can get ourselves into. Alright, so we got the least equipment, hopefully. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we got 2 trailers, which is fine. And that's going to run those. Got the header and header trailer and the harvester. So right now I do have the oats selected. Well, all the oat farms I accepted. Let's get back into that real quick. 4 different fields, all oats. Let's see, are the 2 of them look like they're going to be going to the grain mill, so I want to be careful about that. And then the other 2 look like they're going to be going to the American Crops selling station. So we need to do fields 1 and 8 first, as we do a quick save. That is another mod that I have set up, if you guys are confused by that, if you didn't know that. Okay, we got 1 and 8. Those go to the 1 shop. Then field 48 and 10. My plan, well, 10 I'm not going to use any kind of, well, I'm not going to use chorus play on 10. Not with that harvester that we got. 8, I might. I doubt it though, but I might. 1 and 48 for certain I'm going to try chorus play on. These smaller fields I'm not going to worry about because if I remember the last time I was playing on this map, there were some issues with course play, I think, not working. I think it caused a game crash, but that, again, that could have also been due to mod conflicts. So course play will be in effect for, obviously, my gameplays, like it usually is. Oh, yeah. Of course, I have manual connect. And if I decide I want to play without manual connect, I will turn that off. Oop. Definitely was getting turned a little too quickly there. Let's get the trailer lined up a little bit more. As far as a few other settings go, while I'm thinking of it. So I normally keep it about 5x as far as timescale. I run with the normal economic difficulty with traffic on, obviously. And like I believe I've shown you guys before, seasonal growth, yes, with 5-day months. Especially in this kind of circumstance, I don't want to accept a bunch of contracts and then in 2 days, I don't want to have to lose them all because I couldn't harvest everything in time. Or it rains and causes me to push it back a day. 5 days I found, at least for me, works out the best. I do have crop destruction on. Oops. Maybe one of my other settings I have to not. I have so many different mods as far as working with game settings that it throws me off sometimes. We are running the American Falls Crop Calendar Manager, or Crop Calendar, because there is a mod that you can change the crop calendars. So let's see here. Slip destroys fields. Okay. Thought I had somewhere. Not seeing it offhand. But automatic start, engine start, I have that off. Stop and go braking off. Trailer fill limit off. So basically, with stop and go braking, because I use keyboard a lot, that allows me to obviously use the up key, which should be W. Sorry, my keyboard's worn off for those, and I was kind of having a brain fart. The button to make you go forward, the W, and so if I want to stop, I just hit S and hold S, and it stops. If I have stop and go braking turned on, when I stop, I'll immediately start reversing once the vehicle is stopped, and I don't like that. It's not very realistic. Granted, a lot of this isn't very realistic with how I tend to run things, but yeah, you get what you get. So I will have to be careful as far as crop destruction. I may end up turning that off. But with me running Farming Sim on 2 different days of the week, I think what I'll end up doing is having this be one day with whatever map I'm running on the others. And we'll see how it goes as far as what I do with these. Because it may be one of those situations where I just kind of continually run it and every once in a while throw something else in the mix. But we're going to park that there so I can get this set up, taken care of. Only downside is a little bit of a hike back here. So it sounds like Lancey Boy may still do a couple of updates to the game. Because he does have on his Facebook, hey, if you have any issues outside of, something to do possibly with mods or anything like that. And there are a few things that I've seen that I've experienced, so usually the gameplay for any of these maps, mod created maps, I take it with a grain of salt, I'm not going to be that upset by floating deer, because this game does have floating deer. You may have seen it already. I probably haven't, because that doesn't bother me. Just saying, that should click into place. Let's get connected up here. Should be good there. We're gonna do a follow me deal. I think I might drive the harvester and have that setup follow me around, because I'm concerned about the AI traffic running with this. So I'm gonna get that set up, and I will meet you guys over at the fields. Alright, so we made to the made to the field. I just made a little path to be able to get my harvester in. I got my header trailer there just across the road. Got our grain carts right there set up. I have yet to set up courseplay, so you guys can't see it, so I'm going to slide it over here for you. This is the courseplay interface, at least the initial one. You can see that I don't have anything set up. So we're gonna hit no course here, which brings this up. Which apparently it's a little offset. I don't know why that is. Oh wait, yeah, I do. I'm just not used to it. So let's see here. What we're gonna do. This is for headlands. I'm gonna select it for 2. We're going to obviously start in the headlands because we don't want to run over any of our crop. I usually do sharp because that gets most of the corners. We're going clockwise, and I usually set for somewhere between 8 and 10%. Sometimes 10%, sometimes 8, sometimes 9. We'll just do 9 for now. If we weren't harvesting, I'd probably do something here. But what we're going to do is come down here to, actually, we need to generate that. And I can't really pull it too much out of the way, but you can kind of see behind. We now have a couple lines on our field, which is great. That's kind of what we want. Basically, we're starting where we're at, and we're going to end pretty close to where we're at as well, thankfully. The harvester has a few additional settings, but in the meantime, I'm going to, well, we're going to start the job. Come down here to courseplay settings for the vehicle only. I like to run just the current waypoints, but I need to hurry up and do this. Straw swath. We're going to deactivate that right now because I have no equipment to actually collect it. As we do another quick save there. So let's see, we're all the way at the top. I'm just double checking everything is good. We're going to allow the using the Pathfinder in turns. Basically, so it can avoid running over its own crop, avoiding obstacles, anything like that. Full tools at course end, which I usually leave activated. Harvesters, I tend to activate returning to start point because sometimes it's on the opposite part of the field where you actually start cutting into the field, if that makes sense. Raising tools, I usually do late and then early. That way... And I do that for all of my tools, whether it's a seeder, whether it's a harvester, plow, anything. I rather, have it run a little bit more in the dirt than not get everything. So that the lowering just means it puts it down into the dirt, or in the case of the harvester, it lowers the header a lot sooner than you might otherwise, instead of right at the crop type of deal. Like I said, I just like to make sure that I get everything. As far as returning to starting point, the only other one that I really do that for would probably be cedar, maybe. No, actually, not even that. I think I'm getting it down to it's just harvesters. Because everything else, I tend to run the plow, run the cultivator, disc, whatever it is, even cedars, anything to do with fertilizing. I usually do the center and then I do the outside first, or I do the outside last. So now these are specific for the combine. I haven't messed with this yet. It allows automatic attachment of a cutter, which needs to be attached as a trailer on a separate header trailer. I've never dealt with that just because I haven't needed to. I do like the idea of stopping when you're unloading. I do like the combine to self-unload, because that means I can park my trailer right next to the field, and when it needs it, it'll go and empty when it's full. And again, you can have the straw swath set up to be deactivated in this case, because I have nothing to pick it up with. You can deactivate it when it does headland, so that way when it does your back and forth throughout the field, that's the only spot that you have the straw swath. If I had the equipment, I would probably have it set to that. Basically have it disabled on headlands. But that's just me. I don't worry about the speeds because I don't really have any mods, really, honestly, that allow me to do anything faster. Besides, it's not exactly that realistic to me, so I don't worry about that. So I think what we're going to do is just get the time lapse going. Let me get that moved out of the way. There we go. That's just barely out of the way right there. Yeah, that'll work. We're going to get the time lapse going for dealing with this field. And I will just kind of let you guys see how it runs with the course play. And you can kind of get an idea as far as what I mean when it unloads, does the self-unloading. I'm not going to touch anything as far as moving the camera around, like when we're getting to the trees there. Just kind of giving you guys different angles. But I'm going to let the game do, or the course play do what it needs to do, so that way we can get this field harvested. And that's what I mean by the floating deers. They're kind of around the entire map. It is what it is. Again, it doesn't really bother me too much. I kind of find it a little hilarious. And it is a little bit different issue. So I just always chuckle when I see that happen. But anyway, I don't know what kind of music I'm going to put on, so enjoy. I will put on my own music, though, in-game.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be
We're just getting back into here because we are going to have a full load that we're going to have to take and deliver. Easy, don't be too premature there, bud. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to empty him, I don't believe. Let's just tab over to him. They were sitting at 95% capacity. So it's very possible that they may be full by the time we get back. Okay, that got them down below 50%. 47% full. We are going to the south end of the map. I want to make sure I get around any crop so we don't run over it ourselves. Yeah, I don't know why the helper waited for so long to turn on the lights, to be honest with you guys. But I even hopped over and was trying to see if I could get them on myself without canceling. But even if I turn them on with canceling the, or you know, getting rid of the helper, they would have turned them right off as soon as I hired them back again. So that's the downside of that. I think what I'm probably going to do, though, is after we get this delivered, is I will focus on trying to get the other 4 fields harvested. Because keep in mind, when you first start, August is 1 day month. So I don't have the luxury of being able to set up. That's why I only tried to get the 4 that were the oats. You know, I forgot to put on the wishy-washies. But you can kind of see the cat eyes there in the road. They're not quite as reflective as I was kind of expecting them to be, but oh, you can kind of so yeah, you can kind of see them in the mirror to an extent. If I can stay in the one spot on the road, so yeah, I mean they do kind of glow. Okay. For a second I thought I went past my turn. So we're gonna go back to this view because the monitors were kind of freaking out there for a second. Oh, trailers pushed me around a little bit on that turn. So I'm hoping that we're going to the right exclamation point because the other one is not the correct one. However, I cannot actually select this exclamation point up here, so I'm hoping there's actually a drop point there. Otherwise, we might be a little in trouble. But I believe we've already hit the halfway point as far as harvesting the field. Usually for these contracts, 80% of it is actually doing the harvesting. The remaining 20% is delivering. I think it's something close to that anyway, if it's not exact. But from what I remember, for most contracts that I've dealt with, is at least harvesting is that, you know, 80% is just doing the work. And below the stop sign. Alright, where is this at? Ah, are you it? I think you are it, sir. There's nothing over here. It says milling group, so yeah, see, that's where the exclamation point is, but there's nothing for me to select. And it does say to the grain mill, so let's see what happens. If it doesn't work, I may just have to cheat a little bit and make it work. So I'll know if we start earning money immediately. I'll know it's not the right one. Okay, yeah, it should be good. And the downside is if you have multiple contracts selected, like now it's saying that contract on field 8 is completed for transport. So I don't know why it does that. I mean, I guess I kind of do to an extent, but I think it's a little stupid the way they have it set up. Because after all that first trailer full, we're only 14% transported. It should be a little higher than that, in my opinion, since we were over halfway harvested with the fields. But figure I'd just show you guys a little night driving with the American Falls lighting package put on here as well. Ooh. Let me double check, make sure I do have that put on. Yep, custom lighting, American Falls map. Just making sure there's not another one that I'm missing. Alright. Well, guys, as we make it back to the field, finished harvesting that field up, I think we're going to call the video there, guys. So, as always, if you happen to like what you see, or if you catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video I post, and not just select a few here and there. If you're already subscribed, guys, thank you, and I greatly appreciate it. But if you're not subscribed, I may just throw you in the back of one of these trailers and let you suffocate under the grain. I don't know. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you in the next episode. So take care. Peace.